is like the one you see here. This was a lot of fun to make, and I'm going to make more, and I'm going to show you guys how to make this beautiful paper rose. There are things I know I can do differently now because I'm practicing, but I thought I would put this in the video and make one to show you guys how to make your very own. I'll show you what you need. You need to make sure that on hand you have a packet of these beautiful green, soft, fuzzy sticks. They're pipe cleaner sticks, but you need to make sure you have some. Make sure you have some, and then make sure you have tissue paper in the desired colors of your choosing. I'm going to make another pink and purple rose today, just like the one you see there. So let's get making and get to creating. Okay, so you're not going to be able to see all, actually, yeah you are. Okay, so we're also going to need our, like I said, fuzzy sticks, which are our pipe cleaner sticks, tissue paper of your choice of color, and a pair of scissors. Now I've got some red tissue paper that eventually I will use to make into roses, because I planned to make a thing of roses. I'm also going to do a Mod Podge show, or not show, but video later using Mod Podge, which is a type of glue. So first, we're going to take out a desired fuzzy stick of our lovely, lovely pipe cleaner sticks. I got the desirable color for flowers, green. I could even use a rubber band. So I think for today's video, I'm going to use a pipe cleaner. I'm trying to get used to these pipe cleaner tricks. So we're going to put the pipe cleaner to the side and grab our paper. I'm going to unfold the tissue paper because I have a rubber band swiftly around it to keep it secure. Now when I open this up, I'm going to get the desired numbers of pieces. And I'm going to tell you how many pieces you are going to need. You're going to need 6 preferably. So I thought about doing another pink and purple rose. So I'll get one sheet of purple, a sheet of pink. Hold on. More than 2 sheets are trying to stick together. Which is okay because you're going to need more than one color of pink anyway. So this is hard. Hold on. And this little rubber band is hurting one of my fingers that I had it on. Okay. I fixed the rubber band. Alright, there we go. So 1 sheet of pink. And that's got 2 color sheets now. Then we're going to grab another sheet of your desired color. And for that one, you're going to use sorry, I'm getting a lot of these sheets out. For this one, we're going to use another sheet of purple. So, purple, pink, purple. Then another deal of pink, because we got purple, pink, purple, that's 3. Then we're going to need another sheet of purple. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3 purples in total, and then 1, 2, 3 pinks in total. Your other colors, you can put them back together in your little stash, because that's kind of preferably what I do, to have more stored away, because I want more tissue paper stored away for later. So I'm just going to stack these back together. Try to anyway, in the way that I had them. They may not be perfect, but that's okay. There. Alright. So now that they're stacked together, I'm going to fold them in half. And then fold them in another half to secure them. And then I'm going to put a rubber band on them. So now that we got the colors picked that we're going to use, we're going to get to work. Now here's the tricky, kind of crazy part, okay? you've got these colors put together. So let's work on the next step. Okay, so the next step is stacking them. So let's take a sheet of pink, and then a sheet of purple. This is layering, so it'll give them a nice, pretty color tones to switch between the pink and purple. And let me say that I don't think I forgot to say it, but let me remind you. A rose requires 6 layers. So pink, purple, and I'm trying to level these up enough. Then pink, then purple, and you're just going to layer these up until all of your papers are used. And then you're going to have to try to stack them, which is kind of easy yet hard for this type of paper. Like, especially the pinks and the purples, because some of them like to fold on themselves. So, okay. Pink, purple, pink. Shoot. Quit. Oh, shoot. I just tore that. Oh, thank goodness. I thought I tore it, but I didn't. Okay. Now, you're going to put the last pink on it, and then the last it's probably not good to put your papers when you stack them a certain way. Fold them a different way than that, because then they won't really shape too well. Okay, yeah. Alright, so the next step we're going to do is to make it into like a fan. And the fan shapes are pretty easy. I'm just going to go through and make sure each layer is flattened, because you want them to be flat when you're doing this, because if they're not, then it won't look right. Okay, so with them all stacked, I'm going to fan it. And I'll show you the finished part when I'm done. You fan it out to about 1 inch. Okay, and then I'm making sure that it stays flat through the whole thing. And you're gonna pretty much end up with the shape I had when I first unfolded them, but you're folding these in on each other, and you're just going one way, then another, then the other. And you're doing this all the way till you get something like this. Okay, so here's where we're going to put the pipe cleaner around it. So you're going to take your pipe cleaner, and with it, you're going to leave enough that you can fold this over, and then once you've folded it over, you're just going to twist this little end around the other part of these fuzzy sticks. Oh, shoot. It kind of loosened up there, I think. Okay, so we're going to tighten it just a little bit, but not too much. And you're going to want to be able to measure this out to the middle. So if you have to, move the little pipe cleaner down the metal, down the paper, and then try to measure out how far to the middle of the paper it would be. And I like to keep it folded and then kind of move it like that. Okay, so here comes the next fun part. You're going to cut your shapes. So I'm going to grab my scissors, because this is your result you'll have right now. So let's get to the next part by cutting. Okay, so the next part of it is cutting. So I'm going to take my pretty pink scissors here and open them, taking the cap off. And to make a rose, I'm going to try my best to cut this in a circle shape. I'm going to grab my little, I call it my little mini trash can, because I keep shredded papers in here that I did of crafting paper with the scissors. And I'm just going to trim this up and try to make it roundish as I can. It's okay if it doesn't turn out perfect. It'll still look nice. And sorry, no, I'm not going to cut myself. I just have to look really close at this. Okay, that's about as best as I can get it. So I'm going to go over here to the other side and try to cut it as well. Okay, so now that I've gotten that cut, we are great, and we're able to do the next fun part, fanning it out. We're going to open the fan, like this, and then flatten it. And then do the same thing for the other side, then flatten. Okay, so the next fun part is making the rose, because we've done this, so now we get to open it up. We're going to go layer to layer. So imagine this as your bottom of your rose. With one side, I'm going to get the first layer, which the way you'll know if it's the first layer, it'll be the purple layer, if you're doing the desired rose like I am. So we're going to pull up that purple layer and bring it towards the middle of the flower. And I feel like this one might go better. So it'll look like this. This one layer is pulled up. And next time I need to remember to kind of split this, because these both layers are actually purple. And I wasn't thinking about it, but it'll look a little weird, but that's okay. That's okay. Now we're going to pull up the second layer on the other side, which will be the first layer on that side, and pull it towards the middle as well. So pull it towards the middle of the deal, just like you pulled the first one. And we're just going to pull them towards each other so it looks kind of like this. And I'm going to fluff out the corners, because I feel like they could be fluffed out a little more and pulled into each other. So, yeah. Okay. And don't worry, as we're fluffing these out, I'll show you guys how to fluff your rose and make it pretty. So, you can pick one or the other side. We're gonna get that pink layer. Now keep in mind, this is the way I do it if I'm working with a pink and purple colored rose. I'm going to do the same thing with the pink side and pull it close to the purple. I'm going to try to lean it like that so you guys can see what I'm doing. But yeah, so now I pulled that to the front, and we have the other side ready to have a pink side as well. And pretty much what you're doing is when you separate these layers and pull them in, you're pulling up as if you're building up a rose shape. And this is the most amazing way to make a paper rose. And this is the first time I've ever done this on video, so you guys are lucky, because I've been really wanting to get into, I wouldn't say really DIY videos, but I guess you could say this is a DIY. And I just kind of wanted to show everyone else how to make these, because they're really beautiful, a lot of fun to make, and I just think that if you learned how to do it, you could get the hang of it. Okay, so I'm going to go back on one side and pull up the purple layer, and this is why I kind of colored it with purple and pink, so I could tell the layers, because of course you've got 6 layers to pull up. And like I said, don't worry, we're going to get to the fluffing, which will be the most fun part, which I'm going from one side to the other before doing the whole thing. I'm not going to do the whole thing and fluff them out. I'm actually going to work with each layer first before continuing to the next. And you can see our beautiful rose is starting to take shape. So yeah, this is how we do it. And I think this is really pretty, and if we keep practicing enough, or if I or you, if this is something you're wanting to make, if you keep practicing enough, making a paper rose will be easy as cake, easy as 1, 2, 3, and this little DIY thing here is a lot of fun. So as you can see how much I've got now, I just have, I think, about 2 layers, 2 to 3 layers to pull up on either side, or maybe one on each side, I don't know. So we're just gonna pull upward and do, and I haven't decided, but I want to make at least a dozen roses in red. So we'll have to see how that goes, but I believe it'll go well. So yeah, alright. So I'm just sitting here talking this out with you guys to help you understand it best, because I want you guys to be able to understand how to make a paper rose and how to make it look really pretty, because if you guys have enough practice and trial and error, you'll get the hang of it. Believe me, I just started to make paper roses yesterday, pretty much 2 days ago, when Peggy was down here and left Sunday. So practicing this was a lot easier to do now that I know the tactics and the ways to do it. Now I'm pulling up the last bit and the other bit on this, and our rose should be complete. And here we go. Now to fluff it, you're just going to go like this, just kind of flish your fingers. And I think this one, turned out a little better. I really do. And there's your paper rose, guys. This is how you make a paper rose. This is my pink and purple paper rose, tissue paper rose. And I want to make a bouquet. And I also want to shape this one. I might shape this one small. I might keep it bigger. I really haven't decided yet, but this is how you make a paper rose. And there's so much fun to make. I could make so many more and just make a beautiful bouquet. I believe when Holly comes down, I'm going to either teach her how to make them or make her one. But this is my tutorial on how to make a paper rose of your choice and desires. So watch this video over again, and I hope you could see what I was doing and had a lot of fun here at my place. And so now you can tell that this beautiful paper rose now looks like this one, almost. Now this is rose number 1. It's a little fresh. It's because I was teaching myself and I was still learning. But this is just a little for fun rose, and this is my last one that I just did with you guys. Perfect and beautiful. I think it's great. This is why I want to make 12 of them, and now that I've got a better strategy, I feel better about it. Making paper flowers is so amazing. Now maybe sometime, eventually, I'll show you guys how to make a DIY flower pot, because I can probably make one, and it will be amazing. So, stay tuned for another video. Thank you for watching the Paper Rose Fun DIY, and make paper roses yourself. Also, please do not, I stress that, do not forget to follow me on Instagram. And if you decide to make these, please post a picture of your beautiful paper rose on Instagram and hashtag me, and I will leave my Instagram link down below in the description so that you, well, I'll leave my name, not the link, but I'll leave my name down below for Instagram. Just copy paste it into Instagram and look me up and then share your paper rose fun with me. Because I'm telling you, I'm addicted. And with 25 pieces of paper, stems, I'm going to make 2 different sets of bouquets of roses. Practice makes perfect. Bye. I can smell roses. Ah, so in love.